Okay, so as I was saying, that game was absolutely on me. I fucked up trying to defend the rain. Like, I could have easily killed the Rainmaker with my Inkjet when it was pushing, but like I said, I thought I had Inkjet when I jumped when I jumped off the ledge, and I landed without Inkjet, and I was like, dude, why is my special not coming up? And yeah, that was kind of it after that. Like it was just a dumb fucking mistake, and there's not much I can do about it. Like the game after that went as you'd expect, where they had an E-leader, we didn't, which meant that we could just push up freely. And like once we were in, we weren't like getting pushed out again. Like that's what happened. You saw at the end, we had ridiculous amounts of control for a good 2 minutes. We just couldn't push it up to 8 points because the slosher made a clutch play when I was jumping in, and that was that. Like, if I had actually gone on the low ground there, like, actually swum up the ramp, we probably would have won. But, oh gosh, 1920 Squid power, Rainmaker power? That's concerning. Does stealth jump make jumping slower? It does make it slower, I'm not sure how much slower, though. Oh, good, they have the aerospray. Okay, top. What? Okay, Inkjet got that guy. Nice. I'm pretty far into that. Oh shit, made that. We don't have much pain. Like, they do have an error meme, but... Dude, can you... Okay. Oh, that's a mistake. Nice, we can push this. Bam. Oh, good, I got him. Just go! Go, guy! Just fucking... Yes! Okay. And see, like, the reason Stealth Jump is still so damn good is because, like, it actually has... Oh, hello. Yeah, that was bad. Like, they can't fucking see it unless they're right next to it. Like, it's, like, 10 attack range or some shit where it becomes visible. So, on most of the time, as long as you don't jump in stupidly, it still gives you a really safe way back in and completely, like, it... Probably takes a good 20 seconds off most respawns. Oh, that's unfortunate. For Jet Squelcher, you can kinda get away with whatever, like... Ooh, that was fucking close. He's off that flat. He went too close to the wall there. I could have gone for the direct, but I didn't need to because he was just right there. Dude, die. Holy shit. Thank you. Oh gosh. Okay. I figured I'd just grab it because I could, but... Then there were two guys there. Nice. So what you'll probably notice from my stream as compared to a lot of other players is the way I play is very much a sort of wait and see kind of thing. So this is partly because that was literally the only way I could do anything when I was getting one-shot by everything. But it's also sort of the way you're supposed to play this game. This game is very much a... There's a cycle to everything. So, in general, what you're doing in the sort of neutral... I'm not going to call it a neutral game because that doesn't really exist in this. But like, what you're doing as a default is you are painting the map a bit, waiting and seeing what the enemy team is doing, and then either painting a bit more if you aren't like immediately close to someone who might see you, or you wait for them to do something that you can punish. So there were a couple of points there where that was like really, really obvious, right? So there was one point where, like, on the right side of the map, there was one guy who was just coming down the lane, right? Like, I could see him doing it on the map, and I just went over there, right? So I sat behind the crate, and there's no way he could see me unless he was also looking on the map, but even then, probably not. And I just sat there, and of course I see the ripples coming toward me, he stops, I just wait for a moment to see if he's baiting, and then I pop out and shoot him 3 times and he's dead. Alright, there's nothing you can do. Like that's... And then after that, I paint the right lane, I paint up, and I go and grab the Rainmaker and die to a Tri-Slosher. But the point there being that that's the sort of cycle that this game revolves around. Now, the reason I make a big deal out of this is because when you... like, you have to kind of play like that in this game once the competition is able to actually out-duel you. Like, you saw a couple of times there, I'd take a duel with the 10 attack with the motocross helmet, and he'd actually just outshoot me. Like, this is something that happens a lot in Japanese lobbies, is if you take a duel, chances are, like, sometimes you'll kill them, sometimes you'll get fucked up, and, like, you can't afford to just run in and fucking outskill the enemy team because it's not always gonna happen. So, yeah. It is camping to a degree, but it's like, it's temporary camping. If I don't see anything in like a couple of seconds, then that means I'm starting to paint the map again. You know, like that's the sort of idea, is like, it's like you stop and start every couple of seconds. And, oh gosh, we have a fucking charger, dude. Okay, well at least it's a 5-pin, so we get the occasional suction rush. And they have a rapid, but rapid is like actually able to do things in this game, so... That was fucking close, I shouldn't have done that. Is that guy a Ninja Squid? Oh shit. Suddenly dapples. Damn it. Okay, good. 2v1, 3v1 in fact. My beacon. So let's jump into that beacon over there. Ugh! Help. Nice. Okay, this Dapple is like a one-trick pony, he just keeps doing it. Oh shit. Oh no, he died to the thing. They're a bit campy for my taste, we should be pushing up a lot faster than this. Ah, yeah. Fuck. He went behind the shield. Yeah, okay. That's fine. That said, I'm pretty sure we're not going to win this because we have a charger, so it's just not good. I need to be more aggressive, actually. The problem is, this keeps happening. We going? We going? Okay, that's unfortunate. Ah. Yep. Okay. Well, I think my rank mate is shattering for this. Yeah, I needed to be more aggressive with that. The problem was I was focusing the left side too much because that's where I normally go. The problem was they had two beacons set up there that I sort of didn't do anything about for some reason. And yeah, we had a charger, so like we're just automatically crippled. I can't understate enough, if you use charger, stop. Just stop. Like, just, it's not worth it, just stop. Like, by all means, like, if you want to practice charger in, like, Turf or something, or League, or whatever, do it, but in solo queue, just don't. It is not worth it. Charge is just so bad in this game, that it's just not worth it. Like, thoughts on bomb defense? Bomb defense is probably the best, at least stackable ability in this game. you get so much out of it because it defends against bombs, it defends against specials, that running at least a main's worth is pretty much always going to be worth it. And the more you use, the more like things that you can survive, like different damage combos from, say, burst bombs, blast shots, or whatever. So yeah, generally it's just extremely strong. The multiplier it gives is just crazy. Like, I think if you have the maximum amount of bomb defense, it's like a 50% damage reduction on some things. So, what weapon do I use? At the moment I'm using 10 attack, partly because I just can't really think. Oh my gosh. Okay, well, that guy, the CIF guy, was in my last game, and he had Splat Charger then, or Fire Fin, and now he's got Goo Tuber, so, yeah, that's... Alright. I'm thinking I'll just go full fucking disrespect in this game, because this is literally a 3v4. This pro is still here. Rough stats for bomb defense is basically like just use 1 to 2 mains worth and it's worth it. Oh yeah, so what I was trying to say about charges before. So the problem with charges is that they are only contributing if they kill things, because pretty much what happens is if you kill things with a charger, that's great, but if you don't, all you're doing is painting a small strip on the map. Like, that's all that you're doing. I'm not going up that rail because that's what everyone fucking does, and it's not worth it. Oh shit. Like, people just pre-fire the fuck out of that, and it's like... The splashdown covered him. That said, I am just gonna chill up here for a bit, because their entire team just died. Wait, did we just... Ugh! Fuck that. Well, what the fuck? Yeah, the Goo Tuber is literally the worst weapon in the game. Alright, so as I was saying about charges before I was rudely distracted by the fact that we were pushing. So, the problem with charges, right, is you have a weapon that needs to kill things constantly in order to be useful. Not just occasionally, not just like, oh, I'm getting a pick here and there. Constantly. The moment a charger stops killing things, it ceases to be useful to the team in any way, unless it has special, in which case, like... But that doesn't count because it's like a charger with special, it's like, it gets special slower than literally every other weapon in the game, right? So, you have a weapon that has to constantly be killing things. And when it does that, it goes from leaving its team in the equivalent of a 3v4 turf war to basically an even game, right? So it has to get, like, when it gets a pick, the game is even, right? Because when it isn't killing things, it is doing nothing, and that includes, like, while it's charging up the next shot, right? So when it kills something, it turns the game to a 3v3. It needs to kill one more thing in order to give the team it's on an advantage. And, like, this might sound like an oversimplification, but the problem is that in this game, every weapon needs to paint at least somewhat, right? With blasters are the only other weapon in the game that doesn't paint, but the thing is with blasters, they are constantly getting kills on the front line. Those kills paint a big area of the enemy team's base, right? When a charger gets a kill, it's basically arbitrary. You can obviously focus your laser on, like, where the enemy team is jumping in, but it's much easier to get a kill with a blaster or something in that situation and then, like, continue on, right? Like, when, say you're camping the enemy team's snipe on Moray with your own E-leader, in order to move up and camp the enemy team's tower ramp, you need to actually completely move. Like, you need to move halfway across the map. Whereas a blaster is already at their snipe if he's getting kills there, and can just, like, walk around the corner. See, Dark, that's the thing, though, is in this game, snipers can't kill fast enough. Like, the fastest a sniper and E-leader can kill is, like, 90 frames. The fast, which 1.5 seconds for those who don't know. The fastest a splat charger can kill, I think, is 66 frames now. Like, if two people go through the same area and you kill one of them, you've made the game even, but they've still gained position on you. Like, it literally doesn't do anything to stop that. And then on top of that, because they don't paint, like I was saying, it's the equivalent of doing a 3v4 in turf war for your team. But the problem is that they need to push into the enemy base in order to win. It's not just a matter of, oh, we get a couple of picks and, like, win the 3v3 by stalling out mid. And this is why charges are still okay on splat zones, is because you don't need to push up. When a charger needs to push up, it needs to, like I said, completely change position, and then it doesn't help the enemy, it doesn't help its team to paint ahead, right? So when you're pushing the tower, yes, the charger can stand on the tower and get kills, but the rest of the team needs to be painting ahead, right? That limits your options in the sense that if, say, the charger is the one who gets picked, then a teammate needs to... sorry, not if the charger gets picked. If someone else hops on the tower just because they happen to be the person who needs to get on the tower at that point, and the charger is the one who has to paint up, it literally can't do that. Like, there are so many fundamental problems with chargers that the ability to occasionally lock down the map if you're on fucking fire and hitting every shot that you take is not even remotely worth it. So, in conclusion, unless you really, really, really know what you're doing, and your team is equally... your team also knows what they're doing with your charger, just don't use it. Use something else. Use a splatling. Use a fucking blaster. Use a slosher or something. Use something else. Mick, yes, that was a problem in Splat 1 as well. The only difference is that in Splat 1, you had damage up, which let you reduce your kill time, which was incredibly important because it meant that, say, an E-leader, instead of needing 90 frames to kill, would only need, say, 70 or something like that, at basically equal range. That, though, got nerfed into the ground at one point, actually at 2 points, and the only reason that snipers stayed in the metagame for so long is because when it's sniper versus sniper, both teams have the same disadvantage, so it cancels out. If you... like, what really kicked snipers out of the metagame was quad quick respawn, chargerless, like, just beatdown comps, where you'd run, like, 3 shooters and a blaster or something, and you just fucking steamroll the enemy team, because, if they had a charger, because you would outpaint them, you would outslay them, you would get into their base, and you would just fly through everything. Like, whereas a charger wouldn't be able to help at all if the enemy, like, the charger is just inflexible, it's slow, it's just, yeah. So, yeah, I know I'm ranting a bit, but, like, that is the reason why charges are bad. And it's a fundamental problem with charges. It's not just a matter of twiddling a couple of numbers to make them better. It is a fundamental problem with them. The best power in Rainmaker, is in, like, the best special, is probably Inkjet or Tender Missiles. Actually, no, sorry, not Tender Missiles, Bomb Rush. Inkjet or Bomb Rush. And to answer your question before, because I was in the middle of a rant, the NZAP 85 is, I think, a little bit overrated. People have been... Oh, this is actually awkward. Triple 10 attack is really fucking strong in Rainmaker solo. So yeah, to answer your question about the NZAP, the main thing with the NZAP is that it is a 4-shot kill weapon, so it's immediate- Oh, what the hell? Is that a smart bomb? Must have been, yeah, okay. So the main problem with the NZAP is it's a 4-shot kill weapon. 4 shots in this game is a big problem because that's about the time where people start being able to react to being shot at. And it also means that, like, if you miss a shot, like, which is pretty common in like a duel situation, you aren't really able to, like, in a duel situation, the number of shots to kill matters a lot, right? Oh shit, he actually baited me there. So, yeah, in a duel situation, the number of shots to kill matters a lot more than any kind of time to kill thing or anything like that. This is why, like, the 52 gal is really effective, is because it only takes 2 shots to kill. It doesn't matter if the kill time's a bit shit, because... Oh, we have a fucking disconnected. It doesn't matter if the kill time is a bit shit with certain weapons, as long as they, like, 2-shot. Like, that's why, for example, the 96 was so strong, even though it killed really slowly, is because it was a 2-shot. You only needed to hit 1 shot, and then the enemy team was dead to the next one. Like, absolutely. Yeah, I was already dead to that, fuck. Oh no, we already lost it. Oh shit, that actually killed me? Okay. Yeah, so the problem with the NZAP right now is it's sort of, it doesn't have enough of a range advantage on the junior, and the special, like, the 20-point special thing, plus the fact that it builds special slower is just a bit too crippling. Not crippling, but, like, a bit too much of a disadvantage. At the moment, I'm thinking the junior is probably a better weapon. Plus, splat bombs are just kind of stupid at this point. Oh shit. This guy there. Junior's range is a bit better, yeah. And yeah, we actually probably still could win this, it's just that, like, the E-Leader doesn't have that massive disadvantage anymore. Oh shit, this fucking Splat Bomb again, dude. Yeah, Splat Bombs in this game are ridiculous. I don't know why they buff them so much, but they just, yeah. The thing with Splat Bombs in this game is the AoE, the shockwave, not the actual lethal radius, is like twice the size. Which is just stupid. Like, part of the reason why bomb defense is so important is because splat bombs are so stupid. So, like, it is actually worth using the junior over the NZAP because of the splat bomb. Do I use motion control? Yes, I do. I actually use +5 on both sticks and gyro. It's not larger than a suction bomb, it's just comparable to a suction bomb. So the main draw of the suction bomb was to put a massive hitbox on the map and also paint a lot. The splat bomb still doesn't paint as much and the hitbox is still a bit smaller, but it does get a ton of assists. You can't escape a splat bomb that gets to your feet, you will take 30 damage from it. Or, well, less if you use bomb defense like a normal person. Yeah, no, the Firefin, the wall is still really good. Okay, the problem with people like using the wall is that the wall only works as a, you have to actually use the wall, preemptively. You can't just throw one down and stand in it anymore. And in fairness, that needed to go. The whole idea of like a fucking cherry just throwing a wall down and suddenly being invulnerable, like with no cooldown time, basically, was just stupid. Same thing with the 96 deco. Not so much the 52, because the 52 had garbage range. In this, though, you have to actually have the wall down in advance. Once the wall is down, yes, Object Shredder fucks with it, and a lot of things are going to be running Object Shredder, but the big thing with walls is that they are now the only way to be, like, truly invulnerable in this game. That, like, the Baller gives you, like, a 200 health pool or something like that, Ink Armor gives you 30, but the wall is basically, like, you cannot shoot through this for a while, because it still has, like, 500 health or something stupid like that. But at the same time, on the Charger, it's, like, it's nice, but it's also kinda... It's kind of limited because a lot of the time you're going to be using it against other charges, and if they just plink your wall down, that when you're trying to like use your wall to peek into them, then it's not great. Also, again, the Stingray I don't think is as bad as people, including me, have said. I think it's largely that the Stingray lacks. The Stingray is a very high skill floor. You need to really know what you're doing with it. You need to like be really good at aiming it, really good at predicting where people are going with it, and just generally like knowing where to stand with it as well. We tried. No! Fuck. I should have waited like just a split second longer. Just let the guy bait himself in and go from there. We're in a really bad position right now, dude. Like the guy who's currently in our base is in a bad position, and that means that I can just fall off the map. Oh my gosh. Nobody saw that, except the 66 viewers that I currently have. I actually did press the jump button, I swear. Oh shit! Damn it, I should have just backed off there. Of course, as I say that about the Stingray, it's also, like, really hard to use in general because you have to kind of predict where people are going, and if people just sort of stutter step a bit, it's really hard to hit them. Which is sort of what I started doing against him, is just, like, not moving at full speed, because that's exactly what people are trying to predict. I think they're gonna go pipe. I don't like that. Oh, shh! I just walked into that, dude. Yeah, they're going pipe, alright. We should be fine, though, unless this guy suicides. Don't do that! Hit the thing? Hit the thing? Okay, don't hit the thing. Oh, fuck me. I'm possibly dead. Ah, damn it. Can you do that versus a Stinger? Yeah, good question. It's funny, because Stingray is just, like, way better for both sides on fucking Salmon Run. Holy shit, there's a guy there. Go team! Go team! You can do it! Oh, no you can't. We have got enough time to push this. We just have to be really fucking careful. Okay, they picked it up, so that means that we get another chance at this. Or not. Wait, where's the Tri-Slosher? Dang. He didn't need to go in just then, he probably could have baited a bit, but... oh. Yeah, that's unfortunately what happens in this game. They didn't hit the thing, so we didn't get the push, and I didn't use my inkjet, apparently. Okay. Why is the gyro so sluggish? Okay, so there's a couple of things. First of all, there is like 1 or 2 frames more of input delay versus the Wii U version of Splatoon, which honestly isn't that bad unless you're using something like a fucking charger, but like most weapons, you're still going to hit people, like you're still going to be able to aim just fine. It is possible to adapt to it just fine. It's largely that with Splatoon 1, the gyro controls had other means, like you had other means of turning the same distance with the gyro controls, and by that I mean, if you hold the gamepad just like straight out in front of you and then move your arms, you would get about the same, like you would get an appreciable like camera rotation. Like you'd be able to aim with your elbows rather than your wrists, if that makes sense. In this game, if you do that, it doesn't work. Like, it slightly changes your direction, but like, it's really easy to shift your controller left and right, but like keep it sort of locked forward when you're in a scramble situation. And when you do that, your controller does not move. The other thing is, sensitivity in this game seems a lot lower than the original, at least with the way I use the controller. So, yeah, like that's the thing. The other thing is that it feels as though hitboxes have been tightened up a little bit, so it's like a little bit harder to, It's sort of a little bit harder to, like, accidentally hit... Oh my gosh, he just sort of appeared. That's a nice hat. We have a problem. Oh, that... I thought I wouldn't... Yeah, okay, that was dumb. Wait, they have a squish. This is fucking embarrassing. Alright. Also, Steve asked about how to get used to gyro controls. The way you do it is basically by, oh boy. The way you get used to gyro controls is by practicing, like, you do drills. I'm assuming you weren't here for the start of the stream where I was doing that. You basically go into the firing range and you, like, hit the training dummies. Oh shit, that's a problem. Get the fuck out of here, Tri-Slosher? The main thing, though, is if you're trying to get used to the gyro controls, you need to take it slow. A lot of the time, what people try to do when they're trying to learn the gyro controls is, like, just get straight into the kinds of shit that I'm doing, where I'm just, like, flicking left and right and just, like, snapping onto people. What you need to do is start off slow and just gradually work your way up. So, like, gradually go from, like, just slowly tilting the gyro to, like, then... you know, going a little bit fast, a little bit fast, a little bit faster until you're proficient. And then keep practicing too. Like, that's the other thing. You don't master something and then, like, stop using it. I'm gonna get the shot off. Should still be able to push, though. We have the advantage. Nice, dude. That was a really good push, Tony. I don't know if he's actually able to hear me on stream, but... Ooh, that's unfortunate. Rapid Blaster, don't fuck it up. He's fucking it up. Okay, no he's not. Rapid Blaster is actually a god. Cool. Dude, I'm fucking him. Oh my gosh. That was awkward. Nice meme. Oh shit! Okay. I didn't even see that they had that, what the fuck? That was really bad, that was... Alright, we got enough time, we can do this. Just, dude, go in. Where's the try? There he is. He's down. Okay, go. On the sponge? On the yeah. Oh, fuck, dude. That was so close. One point. Damn it, I fucking hate when I do shit like that, where I'm just like, oh, I just lost track of the Rainmaker. Oops, I guess we lose. As Dan says, if you're trying to ask me for my friend code, you can ask me for my friend code. I will say I'm not adding anyone, but I will also not ignore you. There you go. What's my friend code? My friend code, unfortunately, is not something I'm publicizing. I don't intend on adding people from my viewers. Not just because, like, I don't do viewer lobbies or anything like that. I'm gonna be, like, scrimming and doing solo queue and whatnot, so it's not really something I do. Ah, that's awkward. Nice. Isn't there still a guy there? Go away, Octobrush. The fuck did I just watch? What's going on? I don't understand. Are people just like not playing for some reason? Nice meme. Thoughts on Octobrush? It's fucking terrible. I say that because it's not actually terrible, it's just not very good, but the way you beat it is by walking backwards because, like, half the things in this game outrange it now. Like, even the fucking junior outranges, I'm pretty sure. And, so, like, you just fucking walk away from it, and it can't do anything. Like, it's really fucking slow if it's not swimming or, like, running. Like, if it's just fucking sitting there trying to flick you, it can't fucking kill you if you move out of its range. Oops. So yeah, the way that you deal with Octobrush, like, for some reason, I say for some reason, I know why. In the Western meta, Octobrush is still used a lot, and the reason for that is because it's passable against armor. Like, you can just flick once and take off people's armor really easily, especially if you got Object Shredder. The problem is, it just doesn't, like, function as a skirmishing weapon, which is kind of a necessity. Like, it beats people who are kind of bad at handling their range properly, but like this, for example. Like, I just fucking walked away from it. Even though I was in a corner, I still had room to walk away from him. It was fine. Get the fuck out. Oh shit. Yeah, that was not a good jump. Dude, everyone's dying to the fucking slosher. Holy shit. Yeah, if it sharks something, that thing that it sharked is dead, but I mean, you can say that about a lot of weapons. Fucking dapples kill a lot quicker, and have a more appropriate kit for that kind of thing. Holy shit, though, that's the kind of game where I just get fucking salty, because it's like, you literally fed a slosher. Like, it was a slosher. That was it. All you need to do is just not feed the slosher, and we win that. But... oh, right, shit, I didn't put a ticket on. I'll need to do that next game. Like, I was trying to stay alive with my inkjet for that reason. I was like, okay, I'm probably fucked, but I need to stay, like, super high up so I can't get shot and just try and snipe the Rainmaker, which is what I was trying to do. The slosher just happened to be also good at aiming up. But then, like, everyone just went down the fucking streets and died, and that was it. But... yeah, seriously though, Octobrushes isn't good. You see Octobrushes in Japanese solo queue pretty commonly, and it just doesn't work. It just, everyone fucking shuts it down. The Tenatech destroys it, the Tri-Slosher especially destroys it, all the Ninja Squid rollers are still able to one-shot it while kiting it, like, it's just not a good weapon. It paints just fine, like it gets inkjets just fine, it has auto bombs, which are pretty annoying. It's good at sharking, like Hope said, but it's like, it's not anywhere near as good as a lot of the Western players make it out to be. Auto bombs aren't that good though, like... nice. Okay, good. Oh, holy shit, I just got fucking focus fired. Vanilla Slosher is a very, very strong weapon. It's just, it's kind of like, it's hard to fit onto a team right now, because if you want a Slosher, you usually go for Tri-Slosher, for obvious reasons. And, like, the Vanilla Slosher, though excellent, is, like, it doesn't paint very well, so, like, it limits your team options a lot. This is a little bit awkward. Oh gosh. Oh, what? Okay. He just fucking destroyed me, dude. That's fine. Dude, how? Hello? Holy fuck, that was about as good a fuzzy impression I've ever pulled off. There we are. Are you serious? Oh. Yeah, this is problematic. There's a guy there. Okay, there's not a guy there. Okay. Okay. I didn't know whose ink chat was whose, so... Rip. Nice. Holy fuck, I really am fuzzy. That was just terrible, dude. Do I still main Blaster? Not at the moment. I'm not really happy with my Blaster play at the moment, and I need to get used to either get used to the shorter range ones or get used to having a really shitty rapid. I say really shitty rapid. It's not, strictly speaking, worse. It's just you need to be directing with it, and you don't have to damage up, so it's like, meh. How am I in Japanese lobbies? Because I'm Australian, so it's like the lowest ping lobby I can get. But of course, Tony Comp, who I believe is still in my chat, is also Australian, so like I obviously get put into lobbies with him first. GG, Tony. I'm actually surprised my 4G is holding up so well. I think it's only gone down like twice. Alright. We've got a dynamo, but it's a shiny dynamo apparently, so might actually be good. Also, the enemy team has a E-leader, so basically unless we throw, we should be fine. Wait, hat? Okay. Okay. Figured I'd bait that and see how good he is at shooting, and apparently he can hit shots on people who are basically standing still. So he has passed test number 1, however I will still continue to disrespect him for being an E-leader. That's a bit of a shame, but they don't have any momentum anymore, so it's fine. That's what I mean about, like, if that had happened with them not having an E-leader, we would have been fucked. But because they had an E-leader, it was just a simple matter of, like, we kill the 2 guys in our base and it's done. Like, they can't keep pushing after that. Speaking of which, I'm pretty sure this is open right now. And we fed again. Oh, what? Okay. I was a bit slow on the uptake there. Is that open? Ah, damn it. Yeah, honestly, I think the rank system would be a lot better if it was, like, 4 losses to a D rank, but, like, only 2 or 3 wins to maintain or something like that. Because then, like, if you go on a loss streak, you're just done. Like, there's no... Okay, that was a bit unfortunate. Holy shit! Fucking bombs, dude. What?! Where the fuck did he come from? Ah, damn it. I thought it was only gonna wrap it up there. Because I figured the T-Take was off fucking flanking like he had been the last 3 times. I'm not getting into position really well in this game. Holy shit, I think we win this. The Slosh is probably Sharky around here somewhere. Yeah, there he is. Oh, fuck me. I thought we had like another second or 2 before they respawn, so I just rushed it. We can still do this though. Okay, we can definitely still do this. We just need to find the rapid. Where's the rapid? There's the rapid. Holy shit, that was... What I did at the end there was a bit questionable, but I figured they were expecting me to just like try and go straight up the ramp and they're going to be pre-firing that, so I figured I'd just go left. Yeah, Lamb, I agree with that. I think if you are under the OK bar, like, it should be sort of gradual, right? Like, where if you lose 3 times in a row or 4 times in a row or something, like, I think it's supposed to just be like, you know, it's supposed to protect you from being unlucky and deranking really quickly, right? Like, it's very obvious early on that if you get unlucky enough to just have a charger on your team, like, there's not much you can do about that. So, like, especially early on when people are still using charger without realizing that it's terrible, it does kind of skew things a bit. So you don't want it to be like 3 losses and you're out, or 4 losses and you're out. At the same time, the way it is now is like 8 losses and you're out, or like you rank up with 11 wins and you save 4. What it should be is more like if you lose 4 times in a row and then you win like 4 times in a row, that shouldn't make you safe, right? What it should be is sort of an accelerating kind of thing, which would also help with the smurfing thing, which is part of what the rank skipping is supposed to protect against. So the idea is that you should be gaining ranks when, like, gaining rank quickly when you're actually oh my goodness. Nice. Oh gosh, fucking mines, dude. Ugh! Probably should have just charged that actually, because they only had a rapid there. I thought the T-Tech was there as well, but... Anyway, yeah, so, like, the thing with ranked at the moment is, like, it is actually possible to lose, like, 20-something ranks at once. There's a GIF floating around on Twitter of a bunch of, like, one guy from Japan lost... He went from, like, S plus 20-something to S plus 1 when he deranked. So it's, like... It's a thing. It's pretty brutal if you do D-rank. So, like, and of course the cap for gaining ranks is 10. You can't gain more than 10 ranks. Or rather skip more than 10 ranks. You go from S+, so from S to S plus 9, I think. Okay. Oh, they have 2 Tri-Slushes. I was wondering why I was still getting fucking Burst Bomb. Oh yeah, mines don't kill in this game. They do 35 damage max and will mark you. The reason they do that is because they basically go off instantly now, whereas before, if you put a mine at your feet and someone like ran at you, you would still, like, it wouldn't go off. But now you can do that, so it's like burst bombing your feet. So I think they wanted to protect against that being a thing. At the same time, though, it's still, like, terrible, so... Okay. I just wanted to try that jump, and it worked, so that was fun. Like, I'm not trying to push for the win at the moment, because we've basically already won. Wait, we have an Aerospray? Oh yeah, so there was a question about which weapons to recommend to a new player. The splatter shot is pretty much, you can't go wrong with that. I would say use everything that isn't a charger at least once. And the reason I say not a charger is because A, it's not a beginner-friendly weapon. Oh my gosh, that was bad. A, it's not a beginner-friendly weapon, and B, it's terrible anyway, so yeah. Just try out a bunch of different weapons, see how you like them. Splatter shot is probably going to feel most natural because it's like a pretty solid weapon. Don't fall for the aerospray meme. That is, it's fun in Turf War and it does get a lot of points, but it's also not that great of a weapon. So you want to be getting used to splatter shot kind of weapons or whatever you happen to fancy. Like if you like the slosher, then that's cool too. You know, if you use the roller, don't forget to learn your jump shots and all that sort of stuff. The main thing though is, and this is, you'll probably get this no matter where you go, is to at least give motion controls a fair shake. Don't just say it's motion, it's a gimmick. Motion controls are really, really good in this game. They're very precise and much more intuitive than a dual stick setup. I'm gonna be right back, by the way. Alright, and we're back. Do you use the right stick to look around and use the map? Okay, when I say use motion controls, that's actually what I mean. What I mean is, I'll go into the firing range, because some people were asking about, like, training drills and whatnot, or rather how to get used to aiming. What's the time, actually? 43. Am I gonna rank up if I keep playing? Maybe. Alright, well, I'll just do a quick thing then. Alright, so, with motion controls, dude, that SRB2 dude, put out a pretty useful video with motion controls, but... Alright, so this right here is stick aiming, right? So I'm at +5. Yeah, so these are my settings, +5, +5. So with the stick... Like, obviously, +5, +5 isn't gonna feel good for a lot of people. Because, like, the reason I'm using +5 is because I need to be able to, like, flick really bloody quickly, right? So, snap, you know, snap to things. But then, of course, if I am, like, looking up here, and then I try to hit something behind me, like, suddenly my hands are all fucked up and I can't actually aim properly. So that's what the sticks are for, is what you want to be doing is, especially if you have a lower sensitivity, is when you're moving, so say this target over here is what I'm aiming at, right? So when you're moving, you use the stick to sort of look at that target, and you pop out and you use the gyro aim to adjust. So when you have motion controls on, your right stick will only work for the horizontal axis. If I press the right stick up and down, nothing happens, so that's what the gyro is for. So what you can do as a... Okay, so for training drills, for getting used to the motion. Alright, so this is a really basic one. All you do is you keep your crosshair on each of these dummies, right? Like, you don't take a shot or anything, you just keep it on there. It's gonna look kind of weird because I'm a bit jittery right now because I've been playing Splattershot. And also I'm at high sensitivity, so it's like I can only really do small movements. But the idea is you need to be starting off slow with motion controls and just sort of working into them. Otherwise you're going to pick up bad habits like turning the controller with your arms instead of your wrists and that sort of thing. Which incidentally, if you're... generally the best way to hold the controller and like use the gyro aim is to sort of turn it like a steering wheel. Or more of a go-kart steering wheel than an actual car steering wheel. And the idea... Hey, cool. That's a thing that I've done a couple of times but never recorded, so yeah, cool. It's a shame we didn't get like a loud woomy out of that. So yeah, when you're doing this, like you just turn you turn the controller sort of as though it's a steering wheel with the what's the term for it? The middle of it. The fulcrum? No. Well, whatever it is. Like on sort of not the home button, but like between the home button and the screenshot button. It's kinda like it'll sort of it will kind of just feel right? And then so after that, once you've done that kind of thing, you go back to the stationary targets and you start doing things like this. So you sort of aim slowly and just shoot. Aim slowly, shoot. Aim slowly, shoot. What you're doing here is you're taking a direct path. What you're focusing on is just getting a steady but straight path to the target. I use the Pro controller. I don't use the Joy-Cons at all. Okay, so what you're doing with this is, what you're trying to avoid is something like this, right? Like you see I'm sort of doing a curved motion, or like this kind of thing. You know, what you're trying to do is just go straight to the target. Straight to the target. And again, you start slow. So, like, over time you'll start doing shit like this, where I'm running out of ink and not hitting anything because my charger aim is terrible now, but like you'll start over time. Holy shit, this is bad. I'm doing this on stream. Normally I'm not actually this bad, but like you'll sort of gradually speed up. Like this isn't, you shouldn't go straight to this kind of speed early on, but like you just gradually move up, and then like at some point you'll start fucking flicking like a maniac if you are indeed a charger man. And yeah, so the reason you do all that is because you're trying to sort of build up a muscle memory that you can then gradually speed up, right? And then at some point, like, you're going to be able to do this sort of thing where you actually are just sort of flicking straight to targets and sort of turning really quickly and yeah, that sort of thing. So, and don't underestimate, like, it might seem kind of trivial, but like just going around and doing this kind of thing is actually really important. Because when you're actually in the game, the less you have to think about doing things like, oh, there's a guy there, I'm going to shoot him. Like, the less of a barrier there is between you thinking that you want to shoot something and then actually your hands actually doing that, the better. So, like, part of the reason why I can just sort of ramble on about fucking whatever while also playing just fine in S+olo queue is because, like, all of this is completely second nature. Like, I'm just basically thinking, oh yeah, I'm going to shoot this thing. I'm going to shoot this thing. I'm going to shoot this thing. And then, like, that's just how it goes. Like, I'm still not quite used to it. You can see my 180 spins are a bit too quick. And, like, I overshoot things occasionally, and sometimes I undershoot things, because I'm, like, not quite used to the controller yet, but, like, it's the sort of thing that you need to keep doing this in order to stay sharp, and also, like, get sharper. This is something that basically every decent Japanese player does, and that's why, like, you know, you see people who actually aim really well and, like, fucking win duels and everything, is because they do this, like, every fucking day. Like, this is the sort of thing that fucking Michael Jordan would do. You know, obviously not this exactly, because he's a basketball player, but, you know, any fucking superstar athlete is going to be doing this kind of thing for hours and hours. And, like, it's just way too important to pass up. In terms of other drills you should be doing, there's things like just shooting 3 shots, and it doesn't matter if you hit them or not, you just shoot 3 shots. Like, you just 3 shots, and if you miss them, whatever. But, like, the whole point of this is, a big part of high-level Splatoon is actually not standing there just shooting at something until it dies. You need to be repositioning. The reason for that is because it's really easy if someone else does the same thing to you, where they, like, just shoot you a couple of times and then reposition. If you're standing there shooting, they're going to instantly kill you. So you need to be sort of, like, you know, 3 shots, whatever, I miss, okay, whatever, just reposition, shoot at them again. So, like, this is the sort of... And you can practice that by, like, keeping your crosshair on the dummy while you're playing, while you're strafing around with your swim. And by the way, for this, I'm holding my swim button down. Like, if you hold the swim button down and, like, press the shoot button, you'll just pop out and shoot. Doesn't always work. Some weapons it doesn't work with, but, like, Splatling, for example, but, yeah, it's just generally... The reason it looks really quick is because I'm very decisive with my aim. Like, I will just... Like, I will move my controller very quickly, because I'm like, okay, well, I know exactly how far I need to move my controller. Or rather, my sort of unconscious does, because it's muscle memory. Like, I know exactly how far I need to move my controller to do things, or I know exactly how much to tilt the stick while also moving the controller to do a 180 spin and that sort of thing. But, like, what you're seeing here is me having played Splatoon 1 for 2 years and this game for 3 weeks. You know, as well as fucking, you know, a decade and a half of fucking FPS games on PC and Xbox and whatnot. You know, like, this is not something, if Splatoon is your first FPS, or shooter, I technically should say, you aren't going to reach this level instantly, and you shouldn't try to. Because if you go too quickly in, like, trying to reach this kind of level, you're going to get sloppy, you're going to develop bad habits, you're going to just generally not be efficient. Like, you need to, as much as anything, you need to understand that you aren't going to be a fucking god out the gate, unless you're some kind of savant. Which I generally don't think... Like, I think it's a lot easier to just pick this game up and be really good. Just because the motion controls are so intuitive, but it's like, it's still something that needs work. Another thing, this is something that I saw on Japanese Twitter. If you're a dualies main, this is a really fucking good set of drills that you can do. Okay, so what you do is you start off sort of back here, right? Now, you swim up to this line, that's 2 from that dummy, and you do this. So, just to explain that a little bit, it's not just about shooting the targets after rolling, it's also about placing your rolls. So what you're trying to do is actually keep... So you start the first roll, right, and you're here, and you shoot this. Then, when you're shooting that, you need to roll so that you can actually hit this one, which if you come in straight and you're just sort of here, you kind of can't hit it, so you have to actually angle it a little bit, and you have to, like, land over here on this line. And then again, you sort of shift back into the middle to hit this one, and then you sort of shift up here, sort of closer to the side, and then back to the middle for this one. So you're trying to do a bit of a zigzag. So it's as much about hitting the targets as it is about... Sorry, it's as much about positioning your rolls and learning, like, how your camera interacts with, like, your stick when you're trying to do a roll properly and all that. So it's like, you understand very quickly that, like, where you're looking affects things, and, like, it's really easy to just sort of misjudge things, and, like, you do this over and over, and then suddenly it becomes really easy for you. And there's another drill that I saw in the same video, which was this, where you swim up to one line and shoot, and then instantly dodge. So it looks kind of like this. And then you do it, and then like you do that a couple of times, and then you swim up to 0 lines and do this. And what you're trying to do is actually land on the line, not like... So what I do here is what you want, but if I do something like... I am accidentally doing it right. If I do something like that, that's bad. Like, you're trying to do, like, a right-angled roll. What else is there? Oh yeah, inkjet. That's kind of an obvious one. But inkjet, like, if you're going to use something like a 10 attack, you need to understand that, like, how to direct things. Because inkjet is a godlike special, but it's also very difficult. Like, you need to understand how to actually hit people at long range with an inkjet who are moving, because the inkjet projectile is very slow, even though it's an insta-kill, so it's like, you need to actually practice it and get a feel for it. Also, don't worry if you don't remember all this stuff. It's like, you can just come up with fucking freestyle stuff if you really want. Like, it doesn't matter. As long as you're just sort of generally doing something that is going to help you, right? Like, any practice, as long as you're practicing something well and, like, you're not accepting, say if I start doing this where I'm just sort of shooting, say, like, at the target, and I gotta actually let it move. So say I'm sort of shooting behind the target, and I'm like, oh, that's fine because I'm just sort of sitting here and, like, shooting and it eventually dies. Like, you need to be willing to say, okay, no, that's not okay, I need to actually do better than that. And, like, actually learn how to lead your shots and all that sort of thing. Inkjet is absolute... Okay. I know that it's really easy to say, like, oh, leading a shot on an inkjet on someone who's moving randomly is luck, but it absolutely isn't. Inkjet, like, if you watch a Japanese stream, so you find Japanese streams on openrec.tv, openrec.tv, and Japanese players with inkjet are just gods. Like, if there is an inkjet flying around, and, like, and they're used, and like, it's a good player with one, it's like, you just don't dodge that. You are dead. Unless you run right the fuck away, like, or get behind cover and they don't see you or something. Inkjet is absolutely not luck. And, okay, so the long range thing, and this was a thing that came up a lot in Splatoon 1 as well. Especially since there were no moving targets in the Splatoon 1 firing range. Okay, so... this drill with the E-liter might seem kind of pointless. Because, like, they're stationary targets. People in real games are going to be... Holy fuck, I am bad with this. I think it's because I did a lot of charger drills when I was on +3 sensitivity. Anyway. So, this might seem kind of pointless, right? Because they're just targets that are standing still, right? And yeah, I'm definitely too used to +3 with charger. So I'm obviously fucking that up because, like I said, it's just not something I'm used to. But this might seem like really dumb. I'm just shooting at targets that are sitting still, like not even particularly well. But the thing is, when you have this kind of motion down to pure muscle memory, where you can just execute it at will, that means that you can dedicate more of your conscious sort of brain power toward predicting where someone's going to be. So, to sort of demonstrate that, say this target back here, right? So, it's moving at a constant speed, back and forth, Which means, okay, say I'm looking at this guy, and this guy's, like... I can see where he's moving, I figure out he's probably going to move over here. So, like, this is a stationary shot that I just missed because I'm bad. Holy hell. Okay. Like, this is basically a stationary shot, though, because what's... Like, if I know where the guy is going to be in, like, half a second, I can aim at that point, and it's a stationary flick, right? It's the exact same thing as flicking to one of these things, except I'm just predicting the guy's going to be there instead of the target actually being there in the first place. And it's the same thing with Inkjet, it's just that you have to predict a lot more aggressively. And yeah, no, I definitely am not doing well with charges right now. And, you know, it's like the same thing with blasters, where... Like, a big thing with blasters is getting directs, right? And, like, when you're jumping, that's not exactly easy, but you can still get sort of close-range flicks onto people who are trying to rush you down, which is a common strategy against blasters. Like, it is worthwhile to still practice these sort of jumping close-range directs, right? And again, like, if someone's rushing you down, right? If someone's over here and rushing you down, like, say that dummy is me, like, if someone's sort of rushing at you, like, obviously they're going to be moving, but at some point they're going to sort of, like, if they're over there, and I'm like, okay, they're rushing me down, I'm still going to be able to do this, because they're going to move to that position if they keep doing what they're doing. But, like, I don't know if you were here for when I was actually playing, but, like, I was getting directs on other inkjets, right? And it was tricky, by all means. I wasn't getting them the first try a lot, but I was getting them, right? And that was because I was like, okay, well, this guy's moving this way, and I need to sort of aim in that general direction, and I eventually hit him in the face, and it's very satisfying. And then he explodes, and we still lose. But yeah, like Man City just said, people like Ku is a top Japanese player at the moment. People like him just will cross-map direct with Inkjet. Like, if you are standing still or moving predictably across the map, he will kill you. There is no question. I've played against fucking Gawata. Gawata is the guy who got like triple S plus 50. I don't know if he was first, but he was certainly one of the first. And he mains Imperious, right, with special charge and comeback and whatnot. And it's like, he gets like 10 inkjets per match, and if you are in his sight and he inkjets, he will just fucking pop you instantly. You know, there is no question about it. You can't fight someone like Gawata when he's inkjetting, because he will destroy you. Like, he will get he either will two-shot you with the 50 damage hitbox, or he'll just direct you outright. Like, it's... Yeah, and like, I say that not to idolize Japanese players, but just to like, that's what practice like this can get you, right? You achieve that by practicing. Gawata, I used to watch Gawata like a year ago. He wasn't very good. Like, I was probably a better Tenatech than he was at that point. But he kept fucking working at it. I had to go off and do other shit in real life, like fucking graduate university and whatnot. But he was working at it. He constantly worked at it, and now he's fucking godlike. You know, like, there's another guy who I used to link a lot called Noah. Same deal. Like, I was linked to his YouTube channel. Recent videos, he's godlike. 6 months prior, he's kinda bad. You know, so, like, it's absolutely possible to reach the same level as Japanese players, but you have to be willing to put the work in and, like, criticize yourself, like, be willing to criticize yourself and be willing to, like, accept when, you know, you're responsible for a loss and that kind of thing. Like, it is definitely possible to, you know, not just reach the level I'm at, but also go well beyond that and reach the level that, you know, the top Japanese players are at. It's gonna take a while, like, you can't just get straight up there, but it's very possible. The only real thing that we don't have is, like, an actual proper resource to, like, teach people, which I'm actually personally working on, but that's something for another time. But, yeah. Alright. Okay, that's enough of that. I was actually wanting to play this rotation a little bit more, but I guess it's changed already, so I'm kind of tempted to... I'm keeping that, obviously. Kind of tempted to, yeah, how many chunks do I have? Private lessons? No. No, it's, private lessons... You can't just, like, do private lessons, because, like... At some point... Like, there's just too many people trying to learn the game in order for it to make any sense to do private lessons. I'm gonna order that guy's, headphones. Unless this guy has a triple. No, it doesn't. Damn. Alright, I'm ordering this guy's headphones. Oh yeah, just quickly before I go back in. Gear. So the main things I'm going for at the moment are a pure ink resistance hat, because generally 2 mains of ink resistance is really good, and having a hat with ink resistance on is good. I'm actually tempted to keep this as it is and just put another slot in it and try and get ink resistance, because bomb defense is just really good. And I somehow think that a sub of bomb defense instead of 1 main and 3 subs of ink resistance, like have 2 subs of ink resistance instead, I think is going to be a bit better. But yeah, like bomb defense is just too damn good to pass up. Actually, I might level this. What's the rotation? It is Fitness Reef. Okay. Now that I've actually got this, I'm tempted to level it. Bomb defense is extremely good. Lord Lamb, I'll highlight it. I'll try and remember to. Oh yeah, this is another shirt that's actually quite good. I keep pressing X to fucking pull up the thing. Okay, so bomb defense actually says in the description, it reduces damage taken by blasts from sub-weapons or special weapons. What that means is, like, if you... Alright, if you go into the firing range, and if I put a splat bomb right... Well, not there. Well, okay, that illustrates the point. That actually illustrates the other point I was making earlier. Splat bombs are fucking stupidly good. So you see how these dummies take 30 damage, right? That's the shockwave. Bomb defense reduces that damage. It doesn't, however, stop you from dying to this, because even if it did reduce that damage, it's like 180 points, and that's just... That's going to kill you pretty much no matter what. The other thing is... So... One of the main reasons why bomb defense is so good is because of inkjet. So if I can actually do this... Okay, 50 damage and 30 damage. What the fuck? And that is why you do this kind of thing, because you discover shit like, apparently you can stand on fucking grates when you're using an inkjet. Okay, hang on, is fucking main stage in the rotation right now? Oh my gosh, this is... Okay, I'll just quickly demonstrate 10 missiles as well, because that's the other one. So yeah, like, 50 damage on an inkjet from a close range shot, and 30 from a shockwave, that also gets reduced. So you no longer get 2-shot by inkjets. The only way you get 2-shot is if one of those shots is a direct. In other words, you get 1 shot anyway. Again, I don't think inkjet directs can be prevented. But, like... Yeah, so you can see here, again, 30 damage... 30 damage shockwave, 50 damage close range on the 10 missiles. Same shit. If you have bomb defense, you survive that way, way, way easier. Same thing with Baller, same thing with Bomb Rush, same thing with Splashdown. Basically everything in the game that is not a main weapon has its damage reduced by sub-defense. And because of that, bomb defense is incredible. just running a small amount is enough to help to save you from inkjets. Running more means that you can, say, take a burst bomb in the face and then not die to like a shot from a 10 attack or something. At least I think... No, that's going to happen anyway because it's 65 plus 35. But, like, you can take 2 indirects with a burst bomb, which is 35. So 35, 35 is 70, another 35 is 105, but with bomb defense that becomes like 90. And like the multiplier is huge. It goes up to like 60% damage reduction. No, sorry. It goes to 60% damage taken, not damage reduction. On like half the subs in the game and like 65% on the other half. So it's like, it's just stupidly good and you only need a small amount to get something out of it, and the more you have, the more you survive. And then, yeah, Stealth Jump is still extremely good in this game, so... Does it reduce damage from Rainmaker? Yes, but not the... groundbreaking discovery, I like it. Not the, like, killer explosion, it's the same thing, where if you shoot... If you get hit in the face with a Rainmaker shot, it's not going to kill you anyway, but it's like... It will do less damage, and like the outer radius from the Rainmaker doesn't do as much damage, that kind of thing. Alright, so yeah, I want to see this, because this is kind of nuts on this map. So if I do this... Okay, so you can just fucking chill on these grates with an inkjet. And, oh my gosh. Okay. That's something. What else is there? Moray is in rotation. You can do the same thing on the Moray. Oh shit, that hurt. Ow. Oops. I mean, you can definitely do it here. I don't mind testing. I'm just sort of checking to... Oh, wait, no, I do. It's because I'm trying to see the range. Alright, so if I do this, I can just fall down, and I can shoot into mid, almost. No, I can't. Okay, it's actually kind of weak here. Oh, it's not weak, it's just like, you can shoot shit that's down here, and it's like good for holding people off, but it's like, you're also kind of sitting duck. Yeah, no, the thing on main stage, though, is important. You can do the same thing on Sturgeon. What else has greats? Muscle Forge, I guess? Like, it's more of a... Anyway. Yeah, so I'm gonna level up this Zeko thing. On one hand, I actually want Special Saver on this. Or rather, I think Special Saver is really good and I'm wanting to use gear with it. What else has bomb? Oh. Never mind then. Then again... I don't think I have a bomb defense drink anyway. Oh yeah, I got plenty of shit that I can put bomb defense pures on. Oh yeah, Incline gear is probably the best in the game. There's a lot of 3-star Incline stuff, and Incline gives you bomb defense as subs, and like I said, bomb defense is crazy, so definitely give that a shot. Okay, if I have 20 Ink Resistance Chucks, I think I might actually just put Ink Resistance on this hat and call it a day. $16. Guess I could scrub some shit, like this, for example. I'm actually really tempted to do that. I definitely have enough. Counted 3 so far. I say I definitely have enough, and then I just can't find... Dude, do I actually only have 19 in total? How do I play against Japanese players? I am in Australia, so it's the closest major region that I can match with. So yeah, there's one. Yeah, I got 1, 2, but I kind of don't want to scrub that. 3. Oh wait, no, I do have okay, I do have 20, but at the same time I don't want to scrub that. Fuck. Yeah, alright, whatever. It's fine. I don't need it right now. Alright, back to playing video games. Is Cold-Blooded too niche? At the moment, I guess. I think Cold-Blooded is going to eventually be strong if we get a good point sensor and or thermal ink weapon. I was expecting that Dynamo was going to not be quite as shit as it currently is. Thermal ink is really good on rollers still, and it's really good on like Jet Scorcher and Heavy Splatling and like Pro and whatnot, like the long range stuff. But the problem is that like using Cold-Blooded just to deal with that shit is kind of not worth it. Because thermal ink doesn't transfer, like teammates don't see your thermal ink, you can only call people out, which is like whatever. And point sensors are strong, but they're not on any good weapons right now. So, aside from maybe the 52. Alright. Top 3 recommended abilities are bomb defense, ink resistance, swim speed. If you're talking about just getting chunks. If you're talking about in general, stealth jump, and then bomb defense, and I kind of want to say Ninja Squid on some weapons. Ninja Squid is really fucking underrated right now. I'm actually kind of hoping that we get to see a Japanese splat roller because holy shit. Some of these splat rollers in S+ are cancerous. But yeah, like I say, if you're just starting out and you're trying to figure out which gear to level up first, the incline stuff is the way to go because it has a bias toward bomb defense. You can just get something really nice, you can either scrub it and get some sub-defense chunks going, or you can just like wear it and have like a smattering of bomb defense subs and just generally, yeah. They have an E-leader, okay. Trying to rush this because nobody's coming up here. There's an E-leader though. Ugh. That was not an ideal armor, I have to admit. What the fuck? that right now. Oh my gosh, they still have armor. Okay, no, they don't. Oh shit! He ate my feet. Yeah, I think what I'm doing is generally fine. I'm just not pushing up fast enough after we've got an advantage. That's why we're not too far ahead. Dude, he's so hard. Damn. Good idea. Okay, we've got an advantage. Tri-slosher, please go. Holy shit, dude. Gotcha, bitch! Damn. Just trying to get a pull-off shot there, but didn't quite happen. I really should be using a Leo Shredder with this much armor. Because even though a Splat Bomb by itself is enough to pop armor, like the Shockwave, a lot of people are wearing Bomb Defense, so that Shockwave isn't going to do 30 damage. We do have an advantage though, so we can retake. Nice. Gotcha, bitch! Oh no, you don't try solution. Let's not die to that. Oh, I'm stuck. Fuck. I heard the E-Leader coming from behind me, so I knew I was probably fucked, but like, I then actually got stuck. Also, the E-Leader can't see my jump, so I should be fine. Right now is to not feed. Oh shit! I thought that was one of ours because it looked like it came from the left and it might have done, and there was just someone over there. Okay, we've got enough time for another push. We just need to not do that, teammate. Holy fuck, just chill. Nice. Okay, this is it. Oh shit. That's unfortunate. How does the added time work? It's basically 3/4 of the time that you had on the zone. So, like, if you have the zone from 100 down to 1 point, it will give you a 75-point penalty. And yeah, that was just a bit unfortunate. Like, we probably would have been fine with that. I don't know what exactly killed me. Like, obviously it was the thing that showed up when I died, but it was like... It felt like I was, like, I don't know, standing in the fucking ink storm or something. So... Also, I think I got killed by fall-off shots from the Team Tech, whatever it was, or Junior. Like I was sitting behind the block in the middle, just to like not die, and I got fall-off shot anyway. I think he was just trying to paint the zone, and he fucking shot me. And then like my inkjet didn't save me. Which, like, if I'd used my inkjet probably a moment earlier, I probably would have been fine. Because the inkjet paints really, really quickly. Also, as I was saying earlier, the N-Zap is actually, like, not used at all. I don't know if I said that it's not used in Japan, but it's like... I was saying that the N-Zap isn't that good of a weapon, because the Junior just seems to do everything it does better. Oh shit! I didn't mean to drop that far, holy fuck. The salmon run restrictions, yeah, it seems a bit dumb, but at the same time, like, the reason they do it is, like they actually said in an interview, the reason they do it is to make it so people just, like, play something other than salmon run from time to time. Which, I mean, there's other ways they could do it without that happening, but, like... What the fuck, you still... Hello? Okay. That was just unfortunate right there. Like, I landed on the guy and I didn't even realize. Like, they very quickly addressed the main complaint, which was that sometimes you would get a salmon run rotation that you couldn't play because of, like, work or something. Still have time to make this push. We've got an advantage, and there is a fucking Junior down there. Nice, that'll be it. Oh, holy shit, he actually got me. Okay, good. How do I feel about Jet Scorcher? It's okay. It's got a pretty massive buff. The problem is still that it's a 4-shot kill. Like, its days are numbered, I think, is the way, I was talking to Frank about it, Citri. I don't know if you guys know him because he was on Cyber Bullies back in the day. But he was basically saying its days are numbered, which I think is the best way to put it. Like, it's quite good right now because the Heavy Deco isn't out and the, like, Hydra isn't out and all that, so, like, the weapons that would take its place aren't there yet, so it is currently the best alternative to a Charger. Because, yeah, like, the Heavy isn't that good yet. I think the global matchmaking, I put this in the blog that's currently going viral on Twitter. I think the global matchmaking, or rather the matchmaking situation, should basically just be, like, at the moment it's fine for Japan, because Japan, it sold like fucking 600,000 copies in 2 days in Japan, and it's probably at 1 million by now, and... You know, there's probably 10 bajillion S+ players already. But in the West, it's not so great, because there aren't that many people with Switches for a start, and who, you know, there aren't that many people who bought the game yet. A lot of people just aren't good enough to hit S+ yet, that sort of thing. So, at the moment, the regional matchmaking is a problem, and all they need to do is just make it less strict. So keep the regional matchmaking as it is, but instead of having like a ping cap of 250 or something, make it 400. Yeah. This game is actually very playable at 400 ping also. Like, I've played against, as long as everyone involved has like a wide connection to their Switch and all that, the game's very playable at like 400 to 500 ping, like Australia to Europe kind of thing. It sounds terrible, and it actually, like, it isn't ideal, but like I can play against fucking French players and like Finnish players and all that, and it's fine. Like, there's obvious lag, but it's also like, because of the way this game does hit detection and all that, it's also just, you know, it's fine. So, also, I think we lose this game. No prizes for guessing why. I'm not going to give up or anything, but it's like... Oh, damn it, I thought the guy was still there, and then he just sort of appeared behind me. Probably should have given myself a bit more space so that wouldn't happen. Yes, I know you died. What is this guy doing? Nice. Yeah, buddy, I know you've got a fucking tri-sludge. I'm not gonna just sit there and die. Damn it! Fuck. I was really hoping I'd kill the Tenatech rather than the Blaster there. Because the Blaster wouldn't be able to kill me back, but the Tenatech would. Or rather, trade me. Don't go anywhere near that. Oh, fuck it. Damn it. Yeah, we lose this. And that, friends, is why you don't fall for the error meme. Like, there was nothing we could do about that. The enemy team had a custom I think it was a custom blaster. I didn't see any toxic mist, so I'm assuming it's a custom blaster. And we had nothing to outrange it, so... yeah. Oh wow, it was actually the T-Tech. Well, yeah, it was the T-Tech, but air sprays. Just stop. Yeah, Watson. The inaccuracy doesn't matter with the junior. Like, the thing with the junior is, it's kind of like the Octobrush in that if a junior springs you and you can't get out of its range in time, it will kill you because it fires fast enough, and like the spread isn't great for trying to kill shit at its max range, but if it's close enough, like, the spread will basically just ink anything, like, ink its target's feet, which then means that you just instantly, like, you can't escape that. On top of that, it's got a much faster special, both because it has it needs fewer points to build, and because it turfs faster, and it has a Splat Bomb, which is currently easily the best sub-weapon in the game. On Girl, it's kind of hard to compare the two, because early Splatoon 1 didn't have ranked. It had like fucking, I don't know, 20 weapons or something and 5 maps. Like, we basically just played Turf War for the entire time, and then at some point they added Splat Zones, and, like, the game is absolutely better, though. There is no question that this game is better than Splatoon 1. It's just that, like I said in a blog post I wrote earlier today, it's not as novel. Also, we have a Splush, they have an Aerospray. At least, I mean, we have Dapples and a Rapid, I guess, but this is just not ideal. Oh, they have a Charger. Never mind, we win. I don't know what you're expecting, buddy, but... Oh, you're expecting my team to just walk into a Splat Bomb, that's what you do. Ah, fuck me. Okay, good, the Dapples didn't miss. How can I be so precise? Don't you do it, dude. You're the one who picked Splush, don't fucking blame us and quit. Alright, I gotta stop feeding though. Like, this game's a bit of a clusterfuck. We don't have our tree at all. And, like, they aren't pushing our court at all. Okay, good, they weren't. Oh my fucking shit, that was close. No. Oh shit, there's an armor guy there. Ugh, okay. I use +5/+5 Lucario. Also, I just realized I don't have swim speed. Like, that might be part of why I'm struggling to— oh, holy shit, I just got— fuck. I just saw green in our tree and I was like— Rapid? Please turn around. Okay. Sorry I'm not saying very much, I'm concentrating pretty hard right now. But apparently still not aiming. Okay, nice. I use high sense because low sense is unbearable. There's no, like, I'm using it because it's better or anything. I'm using it because low sense to me is unbearable. Sub-Zero Zero. Also, I do apologize if I don't, like, say hello when you say hi in chat. A lot of the time I just miss it. Like, I'm not meaning to ignore people. Why did I abandon you for like a month? My internet died, so I basically couldn't play. Well, I could stream because it was my home internet that died, not my 4G. But I would have been streaming myself getting shit-fucked by, like, getting one-shot by everything because I had terrible download speeds and all that sort of thing, so... Unbearable, as in, like, it hurt to play the game. Not physically, but, like, I would, like, go in and try to shoot someone, and my crosshair would just not reach them. You know, like, I'd flick at someone, and they would... just sort of, like, my bullets would just sort of travel behind them, you know, it's, yeah. And yeah, my internet is resolved. For those who don't know, I do have to stream in 4G, there's a spiel about it in the bit below the video, but I like this comp. But yeah, it's, I play on home internet, but I stream on 4G because my home internet doesn't upload very quickly. Certainly not quickly enough for a stream. Holy shit, I just fucking fuzzied that so badly. This might be a bad idea. Oh cool, they're all basically dead. I am a fucking idiot. He calls himself Barker, and that's... yeah. Oh, I just call it a fuzzy because when I was watching G7 yesterday, there were like 5 times where we would just walk up to a charger and miss. It was just funny, like, I'm not fucking talking shit to the guy, but... Oh, I just walked into that. Oh my gosh, I suck at fucking hitting inkjets, dude. Ah, damn it. How to play with Japan. You either move to Japan, or you move to Australia, or you move to New Zealand, or somewhere in Southeast Asia. You move to not America. I'm not going anywhere near that just now. Dang, dude. I think I just jumped into that. Best weapon if you have potato aim? I mean, anything that doesn't require good aim. Like there's brush, there's slosher, I guess. Slosher does require good aim, but like there's a lot of tolerance. Alternatively, you can practice. I ran out of ink because I threw too many splat bombs, dude. Also, I'm not sure VPN... a VPN that puts you closer to Japan is gonna help too much because it's like... Because it's ping-based, I'm pretty sure, like, there's only so much that'll do for you. Oh my gosh! Like, I'm trying to go in with the team and everyone just instantly fucking... That was just bad. I don't know. I don't know what the fuck that was, but it wasn't good. Did I see what American S+ looks like? Yes, I watched G7. Yeah, that was bad. I am sincerely sorry, team. I really am. That was atrocious on my part. I fucked up everything I did. Yeah. But no, I have seen footage of S+ non-Japanese lobbies, and yeah, no, it's just no. No, dude, I was fucking atrocious that game. Like, I just missed all my shots. Like, it's not an exaggeration to say that the majority, and by majority I mean the extreme majority, of the people who played in G7 are not as good. Are not good enough to get S+ in Japan, or at the very least are not as good as the average S+ player in Japan. Like, and I'm not saying that to disparage people, I'm saying that because it's fucking true, and people... Like, just the quality difference is ridiculous. When I was playing on my fucking zero download shit, like, zero download means that you get one shot by everything because you basically just, like, you can't react to anything, right? It doesn't really give you an advantage, aside from being able to shoot after you're dead on the enemy player's screen. But, like, you don't, like, suddenly upload your position less or anything. My upload was fine, you know? And, like, I was playing as, like, Western players, and it was just a joke. Like, I would fucking walk up to people and just shoot them in the face, and they would sit there, and they would, like, fucking... They would just miss. Like, it's not good. Like, the only reason I'm using 10 attack is because... Oh shit, that was close. Yeah, armor. The only reason I'm using 10 attack is because I don't really feel good with any other weapon. aside from maybe Rapid Blaster, which I just don't like using in solo, because it's too much of a paint problem. Oh, I got the flick at least. This carbon. They have a carbon? That's not a carbon, that's a Splat Roller. That's a Hero Roller. Also, you can kind of see what my drills are doing for me there. Like, I know where I want to aim. Like, I already know where I'm pre-firing, right? I'm gonna shoot the fucking thing, like this little ledge here. So I just flick straight to it, because even though, like, there might be someone there and they might move, it's like, I know where I'm looking, I know where I'm aiming. I am out. I am out again. Oh shit. Do I use the Ethernet adapter? Yes. It is pretty mandatory for this game. Like, the wireless chip in the Switch isn't that great. Once you have the wireless chip though, this game is really fucking smooth. Oh shit. Okay, yeah, that's, we're probably gonna lose the zone from this, or they're just not gonna paint it, that too. Thank you, teammate. Thank you, teammate. Frogs, the higher level meta in Splatoon, at the moment, it kind of revolves around the Tri-Slosher. Not necessarily because the Tri-Slosher is the best weapon, but just because it's, like, everywhere, and it has Ink Armor, and Ink Armor is a powerful ability, and, like, that sort of thing. The, in terms of clothing abilities, Bomb Defense is probably the strongest stackable ability right now. Stealth Jump is also extremely good. I mean, Ink Resistance, Swim Speed, that kind of thing. Those are the general abilities that people use. And, yeah, in terms of weapons, probably the best weapons in the game right now are... Well, Tenatech is very common. It feels like the Tenatech is going to disappear once really good weapons start coming out that kind of make it redundant. Custom Blast is pretty good, Tri-Slosh is good, Vanilla Slosh is good. Let's see, Jet Scorch is okay. Junior's good. Splat Roller and Carbon are both pretty good. I don't know, people are going to lose their fucking minds in chat because I said that, but they actually are really good, and it's only down to people thinking that the horizontal flick is still anything other than a painting tool, but people don't realise that yet. Yeah. Oh yeah, and parries are good. Actually, both the dualies are good. I don't know. Like, at this point, it's really too hard to say. There's stuff that's really good, there's stuff that's, like, not. You're up there, I'm down here. So fuck you. think that was a direct. Damn it. Splash is pretty bad at the moment. Neo Splash will be really good, but the current Splash has Toxic Mist, which isn't great, and Inkjet is really good, but like the Imperious have the same range as the Splash, but also a much better sub. So. Oh, what? Oh, the Dapples. Okay. I thought that was the Imperious. Which, yeah, Dapples definitely do that, where you just sort of explode. Of course, it's the fucking Dapples, dude. And he gets another kill because he's Dapples. Paint the zone, please. Thank you. Oh, what? Okay, he just walked into me. And then destroyed my team. Gotcha, bitch. He tried. Oh, I see that armor. Damn it. I was close, but he was closer. Should be the win, because we're gonna get specials and basically just camp the fuck out of them now. Good enough for me. Oh, he's not wearing... What? He's not wearing bomb defense? I just did 100 damage to him because he's not wearing a sub of bomb defense, dude. Should be good for this. Oh, no, you don't. Best ability for playstyles using a lot of bombs, probably Ink Resistance. Double bomb builds with a lot of sub-save are pretty good. Object Shredder is good on bombs because it helps you take care of armor. What else? It's tempting to say sub power-up, but the problem with sub power-up is that the extra range isn't super strong. Like, it's nice, but none of the maps are really big enough where you get much out of the extra range. At least not right now. Maybe in the future. I mean, Mori, I guess, but who cares? It's Mori. But yeah, like, the problem with a bomb-heavy playstyle is that the bomb launcher exists, and the bomb launcher lets you... Like, it also... Like, you don't use sub-power-up with bomb launcher because it doesn't affect it. Like, special power-up increases the duration, which is kind of nice, but you get enough bombs out at fucking ridiculous ranges that you may as well just not. Like, you just power up the rest of your build, and you let the bomb power up be really effective. Sorry, the bomb launcher be really effective on its own. Oh, you are... I hope both of these charges are fucking gods, because we have a fucking extermination comp right now. I have to be full fucking paint right now, dude. Oh my gosh, okay. Okay, now is where the hard part begins. Because we have no paint and we have to get back in. Okay, I mean, they don't really have much paint either because they've also got a Blaster and a Charger, but they also have a Junior and a T-Tech, which means that they can actually just win the fucking war of attrition. Nice. Dude, I'm gonna fucking die to this ink storm. Okay, maybe not. Oh, that was a bad inkjet. I got pushed back like straight away because there was a bunch of shit just shooting at me. And yeah, that wasn't good. Alright. Ah, fuck me. Yeah, this is what I was afraid of. It's like... Oh, hang on. We're getting kills, we're getting kills. We can do it! We gotta paint! We can't paint, but we got it! Okay, we got the zone. I'm so sorry that I couldn't do anything, team. Oh, fuck. Ugh! And that's the sort of thing that Splat Bombs can do, that it's just like, you can't, like, it's just gonna happen sometimes, there's nothing you can do about it. Okay, thank fuck we got the lead. And thank fuck our blaster is competent. Unlike me. Oh shit. We might lose off that. Okay. Oh, that was a doozy. Alright, so I was feeding in that game. Like, I'm not gonna mince words. I was feeding the fuck out of the enemy team right there. The reason I was doing that is because our team comp literally had nothing to paint with, aside from me going in and fucking making a nuisance of myself. The only way we win that game is by me, like, painting the fuck out of the enemy team's turf, and that's kind of what I was trying to do. I was getting some picks here and there, but it's like, that was not... Like, that... Even though it looked really good to begin with, that's what Charger games are like. When Chargers have the map, when there's map control for the Chargers to work with, they are very annoying to deal with. They just see things really easily because they only have to look at, like, 2 places on the map, and it's, like, it's simple for them. But as soon as we lose map control, if I'm the only person who can paint, then that means I need to be alive in order to push. But if I need to paint in order to get a push started, there's a really good chance I'm going to get sharked, which is what happened a couple of times. And then that means that even if we manage to get the kills, we're also really, really slow at retaking the map, which then means that, like, the enemy team gets a respawn cycle off before we've painted mid, which then means that we have to actually fight them over the zone even when we get a wipe. So it's like... that comp was really fucking hard, and the only reason it worked is because our charges were gods. So, yeah, now we have a... no charger. Oh gosh, I've got to do the same thing again, don't I? Oh, he went downward. Ah, that's a fucking thing! Shit. I got my feet painted and they all fucking collapsed on me at once, which is, yeah, how it works, but... Okay, again, like, it looked fine early on, but we have a charger, so we are very slow to retake, even with the suction rush, which just died. Oh shit. Damn it, bomb. Starfish main stage you need to be extremely patient on. It's so easy to start feeding on that map. Okay, Okay, we've got the suction rush going, yes? Okay, cool. Oh! Damn it, he got another armor. I couldn't see where he fucking was, dude. Like, it's just really hard to see anything in bright colors because of how much bloom there is on the ink. It's really obvious on the Reef in, what's it? Splatfest? Like, against Team Mayo, it was like white ink, you just can't see anything. I was trying to paint the zone, but... Favorite and least favorite map? Sturgeon's probably my favorite, and least favorite, aside from Moray, is probably... Hard to really say. It's like... I don't... I don't know, I actually don't know, because, like, what is there? There's Port, which I like, Reef, which I like, Muscle Forge, I'm kind of indifferent to. Main stage I don't mind, but, like, I can see, like, it does annoy me a little bit sometimes. Mainly because playing solo on main stage is a bit of a nightmare, because everyone just feeds, it's terrible. Moria's a shit map, like, it's... I lament the fact that Moray is in the game, and the reason it's in the game is because every sane person in Splat 1 voted for a different map for the final Splatfest. But then all the fucking tryhard e-leaders who suck all voted for Moray. Like, Moray is just a horrible map, but because there is like a subset of the community who are really bad snipers who just like fucking standing on Moray and taking pot shots at people and missing and throwing games. That's how that, like... There are enough people who are like that Moray got voted in. Meanwhile, everyone else's votes were split 15 ways. So, yeah, that's why Moray's in the game, and it really shouldn't be. Like, it is just a bad map. Anyway, what else is there? Sturgeon is really good. Sturgeon is really, really good. Like, it's a fucking amazing map. I don't even know what the rest of them are. Oh, Inkblot. Inkblot's fine. Yeah, so I think if I'd have to pick a second least favorite map, it would probably be Muscle Forge. Oh, fuck. I should have just backed off once that guy was just being a dapple-dooley. That's not paint, actually. Oh, we got a fucking sploosh. I didn't even realize. I knew there was a guy there. He tried. He also tried. He's too predictable. Predictable! Ah, this was a bad idea. What makes a map good? pretty much variety in, like, a map that gives you a lot of options, and that rewards... It rewards gameplay that makes sense in the context of Splatoon, to put it as succinctly as I can. So, the reason I don't like Moray is because, first of all, half the map is redundant. If there is ever anyone on the top 2 bridges, they are either playing Turf War, building special, or just generally trolling. So most of the map is just pointless. And then on top of that, because the map has so much verticality, it's like, you push up, and, like... Mid is a clusterfuck. It's a choke point that is easier to get through now, admittedly, but, like, it's a snowballing map. You can't get people out of your base once they're in it because the height difference is actually a disadvantage. It's really hard to get, like, if you have a height disadvantage on, like, if you're camping Snipe, say, so Snipe being the sort of bit where all the E-leaders stand. Like, you drop out of spawn, drop again, and that's Snipe. It's the bit just overlooking mid. If you're sitting there and you're camping, and you're just sharking, you have a way out, right? But if you try to get someone out of there, you either go you go down one of the bridges, and you have sort of a way out, but, like, even that is just instantly, like, you can just get sharked so easily from there. And, like, falling down into, like, the height advantage only makes sense for things like E-leaders, but even then, taking vertical shots with an E-leader is actually really bloody hard. Because, like, you have to actually hit them directly rather than, when you're shooting downward with an E-leader, you have to take into account both axes of their movement, whereas if you're shooting someone sort of side, like, across the map, you only have to worry about their movement, like, horizontally with respect to your scope. Like, if they move backwards, they're basically in the same place for you. Like, you can still shoot them, if that makes sense. And, like, when you're shooting downward with an E-leader, like, they can move 2 different axes to avoid your shot, and it's actually way harder. Oh shit. I thought I was behind the fucking pillar. Have I used snails yet? No. Oh shit. Thank fuck that wasn't their swipe bomb. I was like, I don't know whose swipe bomb that is, but I'm just gonna sit here anyway because I have no choice. Why would you use one on a respawn Punisher, Sweater, dude? Respawn Punisher is really bad. At least at the moment. I'm not in a good position right now. Oh wow. I thought he was running, so I sort of walked forward. Alright, we're gonna go for it. A main of bomb defense is worth it. I run 2 mains because it means that I can just tank more shit, basically. Like, 1 main means that shit like Inkjets don't hurt you as much, and like can't 2-shot you. 2 mains means that like 10 missiles barely scratch you. Like, it's one or the other. With the amount of bombs that are being thrown around in this game, especially in Japanese lobbies, it's just like 2 mains, you know. Specials are considered bombs for bomb defense, yes. How exploitable do you think the Inkjet is? Inkjet is arguably the best special in the game right now. Because, yeah, it's, once you can hit direct hits with it, like, it is batshit. Like, yes, Inkjet will not 2-shot things that have bomb defense, but that's fine, you know. Like, the whole point of the Inkjet is to put hitboxes out on the map, paint a fuck ton, and then also direct people. What are my sensitivities? +5 for both, but don't take that as any kind of indication of what you should be using. Wait, what? Okay. Alright, now comes the easy part. There was a bomb there. think he survived that bomb because of his armor, I'm not sure. Nice. Does that mean it makes Stingray do essentially no damage? Yeah, basically. Although Stingray does damage per frame, so I'm not entirely sure, actually. Like, the reasonable assumption would be to say that it does, but I'm not sure how it would work. Because it does like 6 damage per frame or something, which... yeah, like, it could reduce that to like 5 or something, but I don't know. They had a junior? It feels like less because actually hitting people with it and keeping it on them for a long time is difficult. Like, if you shoot a Stingray down like a lane on Mackerel, and like it hits people, it will probably kill them really quickly. But like, if you're sweeping it side to side and trying to hit people, and like, you know, you move it over them and like you get the hit mark and you're like, oh, I hit someone, and then you like move it back and like it's off them and then it's on them again and then it's off them again. It's like, that's not going to kill very quickly. Also, I say 6 damage per frame because that's the smallest amount that I could get, and I didn't really test it that much. I just sort of was like, oh, it does damage per frame. I don't really care that much because it's a Stingray, but that's how it does its damage, you know? So, we have a fucking ink brush, dude. Like, I'm pretty sure it's slightly better than the Chargers, but it's like, holy fuck, why? Oh, they're Slosher DC'd. Okay. That's pretty suspicious. Oh. I don't know what I was doing, dude. Like, I was pretty much dead anyway because we had no paint over there, but, like, holy shit. Well, I mean, there's so much you can do. Yes, Luigi, it does. Yeah, it definitely does against armor. It's, it probably does against Baller, but it's kind of, like, hard to tell. But yeah, against armor, it definitely works. Like, running bomb defense with any kind of armor comp is pretty much vital because the main way that you chip armor down is by hitting people with bomb shockwaves. And that's why you run like Object Shredder even on Tenatech, is because that counters a large amount of bomb defense. And at the very least, getting people, or rather forcing people to run a ton of bomb defense so that their ink armor lasts a bit longer against bombs is definitely worth the investment of one main for Object Shredder. At the same time, Stealth Jump is really fucking good as well, so it's difficult to It's difficult to say one way or the other. I think time will only tell. Like, it's going to be map dependent as well. Like, I don't know if beacons are going to become a thing. Like, it could be that sub power up beacons are like really fucking good. And you know, like Dapples or fucking Octo Nouveau become meta, but yeah. Well, their charger needed to get out of spawn, but he was one of three people on his team, and the other two on his team couldn't paint because there were 2 people against 4. So sub power makes it so that you jump to beacons faster. So it's like quick super jump for your team when they jump to your beacons. So it's actually quite effective in theory, it's just like, it's hard to say. Oh wow. No, I'm not fucking going next to a spush, my dude. Oh, there he is. What was that? Oh! Right, I had armor so he could fucking see me. Yes, I'm Australian. I'm playing with Japan because I'm Australian, and Australia gets like 150 to 200 ping to Japan, so that's like enough to... Oh, hello. Dude, what the fuck? Oh my gosh. That was atrocious. Okay, guy, just don't do that. Paint the... Oh my gosh. They had a charger and we couldn't fucking paint the zone, dude. Yeah, you can tell when the matchmaking, like, opens it up to the rest of the... to a wider ping level. Oh wow, really? Dude, that was like 5 losses. No, it's... like, if someone uses armor on you and you have bomb defense, it's your bomb defense that takes effect. If they have bomb defense and use armor, it doesn't work on you. Also, I'm actually kind of salty about that, because that was only like 4 losses and I fucking lost rank. Baby Spoon, that's a shockwave from an indirect ink shot, not the actual indirect. The indirect does 50 damage, not 30. But yes, one sub of bomb defense against inkjets is generally really strong. Like, the shockwave doesn't break your armor, and the indirect doesn't kill you in 2. If you play T-Tekken 1, you'll feel right at home with T-Tekken 2. Like, you'll need to put some practice in to get good at inkjet, but once you've done that, it's fine. Vanilla splatter shot's also quite good. Like, both the splatter shots are really strong in this, so... I quite like our comp. And they have a fucking glowing tri-slasher, that's always fun to see. Fucking tree, go away, holy shit. Ugh, let me out! Oh gosh! I saw that bomb and I was trying to avoid it, but I was like already moving. He destroyed me, holy shit. Okay, well if you're going that way, I'm going this way. Oh, never mind. Yeah, that's, fuck. Yeah, that try kind of had his way with the team. Like, it's so easy for the try to just shit on any kind of splatling that it gets close to. Because like splatlings are generally visible and pretty immobile. Like, the way you deal with tri-sloshes is basically by not being the first one to engage. Like, you let them commit with like a burst bomb combo that you avoid, and let them sort of come to you and then like you fucking destroy them when they're trying to slosh like where you aren't. That or you sort of kite them with bombs and whatnot and try to kill them with fall off or right side peeking. Because like the one thing that sloshers can't do is shoot around corners. Like they can shoot over corners and whatnot, but if you're like, say in that little nook next to the tree, for example, the tri-slosher can't hit you when you're there. If you're right side peeking that. So, like, that's what I've done that a couple of times already. Like, there's that kind of thing. There's, like, you can abuse your height advantage as well. Like, the slosher is really strong with small height differences, but, like, a shooter will still fucking destroy it if the shooter's, like, shooting directly down on it. Oh my gosh, stop with the splooshes, dude. Just, please. At least they have one as well. Oh my gosh, that guy just got destroyed. Oh my gosh, I'm bad. Rollers are really good, dude. The problem is that a lot of roller mains are trying to horizontal flick as though it's going to do something, and that's their problem. Like, the roller is fucking amazing now, it's just a personal problem with roller mains not fucking understanding how the game works now. Oh my gosh, that is obnoxious. Unfortunately, even though they have a splush, we also have a splush, which means we can't fucking get in, dude. Can we stop feeding, dude? Holy shit! Oh, I just almost... Hey look, the Splush-O-Matic's fucking going in and dying again. Please, team. Just keep it together. Keep it together. Watch the zone! Okay. We good, we good, we good, we good. We good. Right? Right? Oh my gosh, no. Not again. Dude, you're a Splush and you lost fucking point blank to a fucking Jet Squelcher. What's wrong with you? I know I've been keeping my salt under control, but holy fuck, that Splush was triggering. I'm not good with rollers at the moment. I haven't played them at all. Holy shit, that was obnoxious. Like, I wasn't playing great myself, but, like, that was just... Every time I was trying to go in... Like, this is why I never fucking did anything in that game. Every time I was trying to go in, I was, like, looking at the fucking thing at the top. I was like, okay, it's 4v4, 4v4, fucking Splush died again. 4v4, 4v4, fucking Splush died again. 4v4, 4v4, fucking Splush died again. Like, he was just... useless, and then at the very end he fucking walks up to a Jet Squelcher and dies with a Splush. Like, what the fuck? Oh boy. Please, for the love of fuck, just, okay, by all means experiment with the Splush and try and figure out if it's... Like, but don't. Just don't. Just fucking don't. It's not good. It's not good. Like, it kills shit close up as... Like, why would you use Splush over fucking Dapples? Like, that's just... Dapples fucking kill faster than a Slut 1 Carbon, and... Like, they have more range than a Splush, or slightly more range than a Splush, and also have perfect accuracy when they're together. It's like... And you can actually fucking run away from things and dodge things and, like, just generally not die, and it's like the swoosh suddenly exists, and people are like, oh, I'm gonna be a fucking meme. Also, that's my cat. Okay. Like, seriously, the double dualies have an excellent kit. They kill instantly if you fucking roll into something. Even the fucking running shot is good. Like, it's just a better weapon in, like, every fucking way. Oh, fuck. I thought I'd be able to get away from that, but I just wasn't quick enough. Yeah, wrong cat, Andres. You can jump strafe by basically either letting go of the fire button or, like, squidding first. Like, you squid and then jump and shoot. Like, that's how you should be fighting anyway. Like, there's literally no reason to use a sploosh. The dapples just do everything better. What shit set of rolls in that? Okay, I'm gonna go back to my swim speed. Because, like, I think that's part of why I was dying in dumb ways, is because I just didn't have swim speed to get away from things. I mean, Mbe, that's the thing though, is like, swim strafing actually does keep you alive really easily. At the moment you're not really seeing it because I'm doing it very well, like I'm missing my initial shots and like just not fucking paying attention to my ink usage, and there's a whole heap of things that I'm not doing that it's probably hard to tell if you aren't familiar with the game. Like, the reason I'm having trouble winning is, like, aside from missing my shots, I'm also not painting effectively. I don't really know the maps very well, so I don't know how to get in with a 10 attack. Like, I'm also sort of in the habit now, because of playing with such shit download, that, the habit of, like, not taking aggressive plays, which in this game you absolutely need to be doing. Not stupidly aggressive, not fucking face rush, jumping at people and dying aggressive, but, like, being aggressive and then, like, going into that cycle that I was talking about before. Which I'm not doing any of that right now. Like, that's not... Like, I'm not a 10 attack main, you know? It's, like, I might be able to aim with it, but, like, that's about it. And I generally understand how the game works, but it's like, I don't know how to actually use the 10 attack really effectively. Thank you. Sorry, teammate, I did just bait you there, but at the same time... Yeah, you don't get to camp my fucking jump, my dude. Dude, these guys are feeding now. Okay. Nice. Oops. See, like, this is the sort of thing I'd expect from an American lobby. It's just like people jumping in and trying to do things by themselves instead of... Oh, that's unfortunate. Ah, damn it. Ah, fuck. I was trying to paint the zone and then the fucking Tri-Slosh fucking ran at me, dude. Japan aren't immune to bad decisions, but at the very least they can shoot straight. Like, the way I tend to put it is a bad decision that is executed well is going to work a hell of a lot better than a good decision that's a couple seconds late. Now, at the same time, you watch any fucking American lobby and people are just jumping in, fucking feeding like crazy, missing their shots. Like, that L3, to retake the zone, waited. Like, he waited so long with that baller. And he goes in, and like, we're just like, oh, it's just the rest of the team feeding as usual. And then suddenly there's a baller on the zone, and he explodes and kills the charger who fell onto him. And then the L3 just cleans up the rest of us because the baller fucking took us by surprise. And it's like, yeah, that's how you win the game. If that, okay, there's such thing as a bad decision that works, alright? You can... If you... Okay, so say you run in and fucking start fighting 4 people, right? And they all miss their shots for whatever reason. Maybe they're, like, just... I don't know, maybe all 4 of them are looking at the map at the same time and they're just like, oh, shit, there's a guy, and then they, like, press A instead of X or something and, like, the map's just in their face. Or, you know, maybe they're all charges, I don't know, just something stupid, who cares? Jumping in 1v4 is a terrible idea, but it can sometimes work if the enemy team fucks up enough, or if you just do something ridiculous, but it's generally the enemy team fucking up. So... North America won the 1E3 because the Japanese team unknowingly used two terrible weapons. Like, they used a Charger and a Dynamo, and the Charger and Dynamo are both terrible in this game. Meanwhile, America basically just fucking used Slosher and... fucking what's its fuck? Whatever it was. What was it? Splatling, that was it. And like a T-Tech or something, and like that was... like, it was an easy fucking comp victory, basically. And now I'm dead, probably. No, I'm definitely dead. NA didn't win G7, dude. Fuzzy is an American on a European team. If anything, Finland won G7 because Sandu and Nike are Finnish. Dude, I'm so dead. Okay, I'm not. I'm like, false alarm. Reports of my death are greatly exaggerated. Oh, hello, this fucking thing me. And he's got armor, so I have to run the fuck away, but I'm dead anyway, because, of course, that's what happens. Wait, why am I not dead? I keep saying that I'm dead, because these things are happening where I should be dying. Oh, okay, now I'm definitely dead. Okay, see, I died. Do I go to LAN events in Australia? No, I haven't been able to. All the LANs are in like Sydney and fucking Adelaide and shit, which I'm based in Brisbane, so... Dude, I'm playing... I'm just... I don't know. I think I'm getting tired or something because I'm playing terribly. Oh my. Okay, I was gonna say, how the fuck is he alive? But, okay, he's dead. Holy shit, I am bad. Asian nuthug. Yeah, that's definitely what it is. Is there any real difference between Japan S Plus and EU S Plus? Yes. If you'll excuse my not hugging. So the reason why Japan is fucking better at the game than North America and Europe is because there are like 1 million, not with no exaggeration, Splatoon 2 players from Japan and like maybe 100,000 from North America and Europe. It's like the amount of resources that they have outstrip anything that North America and Europe can match. The practice environment is far better because they're basically scrimming like endlessly. The general mentality around the game is to take like the one thing that you play and just perfect it rather than to main like 10 different weapons. There's a lot more of a individual mentality as well. Like, there's all sorts of reasons why Japan achieves better results. And that's not to say that Japan's fucking perfect, which it absolutely isn't. Like, I like, when I watch Japanese streams, like, I'm frequently sitting there going, like, yo, this guy is doing stupid shit, or, like, they don't know what they're doing in this regard. Like, there's plenty of things that they don't know what they're doing with. Case in point, not realizing very quickly that the Charger and Dynamo at E3 were fucking awful, and that the reason, like, they were losing is because they had essentially a team comp that didn't paint. Like, they didn't have a Tenatech or anything, you know? So, like, they're definitely slow learners in that regard. And they're very circle jerky. Like, they will absolutely bandwagon to whatever the top players do. It's like, it's the same thing here, but there's all sorts of things that Japan does wrong. But the fact remains that whenever they fucking enter a Western tournament, aside from E3, which, as I've already said, is a brand new fucking game, they didn't know how bad the Charger and Dynamo were. Like, they send their fucking, like, well, they don't send. The teams that enter Western tournaments are fucking, like, they don't go anywhere in Japanese tournaments, but they just come over here and they stomp us. Like, it's... Alright, what am I doing? Like, I don't know, I'm probably just gonna go to bed, honestly. I know it's midday here in Australia, but that's how things are. You can kind of see, like, part of the problem that I have is that my sensitivity being so high means I'm more likely to use the gyro rather than the sticks to rotate, and that's not something that's good. Anyway. Yeah, no, I think I really should get some sleep, because at that time of the day. Alright, well, thanks everyone for watching. Hope you all enjoyed. I am going to be, now that my internet is fixed, I am going to be streaming more often, so feel free to tune in, do the following thing, whatever the fuck. I'm sure I've got social media. Yeah, it just got posted. My Twitter's just got posted. I don't use YouTube anymore because my upload speed's terrible, so I can't actually upload things, but yeah, feel free to do the usual following things if you like. I'll try to stream. I don't know if I can stream daily. The problem with streaming daily is I have a data cap on my 4G, so like I can't use 100 gigs or more. I can't use more than 100 gigs, otherwise I'm gonna fucking go bankrupt. But I will be sort of more active now. So anyway, that's all from me. Thanks for watching.